All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. The CME is going to be big, you mean, right? First and last? First, last, excuse me. Let's go. Judith, thank you for the 5 by 5 Evolving Media, I am Gary, thank you for the 5 by 5 Hats, Prep to Adapt, Groundhog, Trapper Bob, Teresa, Mama Bear, excuse me, thank you for the 5 by 5 Krista, Colleen, Kimberly, Base Bunny, Maria, Third Eye, thank you for the 5 by 5 Raccoon Eyes, Joe, Water Tiger, All Consuming, thank you for the 5 by 5 Cowboy, Edley, Cosmic, Adam, Dobie, Raymond, Highlander, thank you for the 5 by 5 Mitch, Patty, Nasara, Betty, First Last, thank you for the 5 by 5 Jay No More, Lori, Jamek, Nancy, Occurs, American, John, thank you for the 5 by 5 Ryan, Netherland, thank you for the 5 by 5 and the 223 Raven Wolf, Cosmic, 1 second, Brian, thank you for the 5 by 5 Standalone, GMA, Roland, thank you for 5 by 5 Teddy, Be Real, thank you for the 5 by 5 Jet, my 2 cents, F you all, Gregorgio, thank you for the 5 by 5 Mark the Freak, Daryl, thank you for the 5 by 5 And Trail Name, thank you for the 5 by 5 appreciate it. Raccoon Eyes, Maria Jackson, Prep to Adapt, thank you for the 5 by 5 on Rumble. When does the New York City Fire Department Christmas calendar come out? What? I don't know what that means. On the Verge, thank you for the 5 by 5 Hats, you're welcome. Listen, you got to make people laugh when you can, right? Sorry, I just got a notice about an Aurora Lights. I was like, oh, really? I'm gonna look out in a little bit, or wait till the helicopters fall out of the sky, whatever. But yeah, listen, you gotta get people laughing when you can, man. Shit's just you know, it's a shit show these days, man. Yes, I got snow. Yes, there was some snow earlier today. I was walking, and at first this guy walked by me, and I thought it was his dandruff, and it was, and it was like, oh shit, that's snow. Because like at first it was like little flakes, and it looked like dandruff at first, and I looked over, and I was like, oh shit, that's snow in the sky. Yeah, so whatever. Raven Wolf, I have candy around here somewhere. Maybe it's not in here. It's not in here. It's inside. I'll take it later. Laura, I have a cold, or had a cold, and I'm getting over it. NCT, I don't see them. All right, fair enough. Oh, here's the thing. I'm sorry, Hats. You might have to use your camera. So you'll see it through your camera. Something about the spectrum nerd shit, the photon beams and, Star Wars and beam me up to Scotty shit. If you use your camera, you'll see it. You might see it, excuse me. Not that you will, you might. And if you have cloud coverage, then you won't see them at all. So, um, long time listener. Yeah, like I said, you got to keep people laughing, right? I remember that was something Robin Williams used to say all the time. You know, you got to keep them laughing. There was another comedian that used to say that all the time. If it helps people laugh and helps them feel better, it is what it is. You're looking really healthy. So that means before I look like shit, right? You might as well fucking fess up now, Mason. People are like, you're looking healthy now. This the captain in the firehouse. He saw me yesterday. I was at Cornell Hospital, and was it yesterday? The day before yesterday, I was at Cornell Hospital, and he's like, man, you lost a lot of weight, man. You look really good. I said, Cap, don't make this gay. Like he's like, yeah, but you look like, I'm like, thank you. It still don't make you gay. So he laughed about it, but a couple people seemingly think I look better, so fine. But thank you, I appreciate it. Because it means I used to look like shit before. It's what it is. or have AIDS from the chair. You choose. You know. But anyway, with that, guys, we're gonna try to stay on topic and talk about Mamdani. And now a lot of people are like, what the hell? What did we just vote for? Yeah, man. Listen, I every time one of these liberals are like, what did we do? I'm like, you know what you did. You know exactly what you did. And you know what? I'm excited. Because when this falls apart, when you don't get the things he promised, because the things he promised were insane. I mean, the bus ride thing, that's the most insane shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I never heard of such insanity. We're going to get you free buses. What? Free buses where? Who's going to pay for it? The taxpayer or the needy? I don't know. You appear to have been youthing. No, Katie. But, no youthing here. I don't even know what that means. Dee, it was rigged. Dee, it wasn't rigged. Here's the problem. New Yorkers are stupid. Liberal New Yorkers are stupid. In fact, there are so many liberals that move from their small town America here, and they're like, oh my God, I'm with my stupid friends. We can all be stupid together. And then they do stupid shit. And then when somebody comes in and goes, we'll give you free shit, they're not so much thinking about themselves for free shit. They're like, I can help the Negroes by voting for him so they can get free shit. And then they vote for this man to get free shit for the Negroes. It's not so much for them, you know? White liberals are okay. They have money. They go on their vacations and, you know, they go visit Mobutu and they give them some shekels every now and again, you know? Like, how you doing, Mobutu? Mobutu's 13 years old now. But, and this is what happens. And this is what these woke people do. They think they're helping out the lower class people by voting this asshole in. That's what it comes down to. People think that these liberals voted for him because they wanted free shit. No, they didn't want free shit. He promised free shit, and these dumbass liberals think that they're going to help the Negro society by voting him in so we can get free shit. Because I think they think I'm poor. I'm a poor Negro too. Until they see one of my shirts, you know. What's the one I have? Become hard to kill or be hard to kill. They hate that shit. They're like, what does that mean? What is that, some kind of Trump thing? I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because fucking Trump is the epitome of fucking tough guys. I can't believe people think Trump is tough. Somebody said Trump's as tough as they come. What? Navy SEALs, downrange operators, force recon, parajumpers, the PA parajumpers. Those are the toughest fucking guys you're going to see on the planet. Other special forces soldiers around the world, like the Vietnamese or maybe it's Thailand, whatever, those are the toughest guys you'll ever see in the world. And those are the most humblest guys you're ever going to see, right? Those are the toughest men in the world. Not Trump. People call Trump a tough guy. I was like, are you fucking for... Look at his body. He couldn't hold up a fucking plate of donuts if he tried. Delta Force, thank you, Jason. You know, they were like, oh, but Putin is tough because he's riding a bear or some shit like that. Whatever, a horse. A bear, excuse me. And they were like, he's on a horse. He's not tough either. These are soft-ass men who are protected by hard men who know how to fucking protect. There's nothing tough about these men. Being the president of the United States doesn't make you tough. Not at all. You mean to tell me Obama was a tough man then? Fuck out of here. These soft-ass pussies fucking hiding behind the security that we pay for. They talk a tough game to one another. They're like, I'm going to be tougher than Putin. Watch this. I'm going to wag my finger on the camera, and I'm going to look like a tough guy. These guys are the most vaginalist men on the planet. They reek fucking, maxi pad. Fragrance smell. What's that one that you ladies like? Springtime fresh, right? That's what they smell like. These guys are not tough men at all. 105 bench press? Yeah. Yo, Mitch, I wouldn't even doubt that. I would doubt that, sorry. I would doubt that he could do 105 bench press. I would be fucking floored. So it's like, Putin is a black belt in judo. You would be a black belt in judo too, Suze, if you were the president of Russia. Stop. They gave him that belt. They don't want to die. Here you go, Putin. We'll give you a black belt. You don't deserve it, but here goes your fucking black belt. Stop. And people think the belt system means anything. You know how many fucking people I've gotten into fights with that were black belts, and they couldn't beat me in a fight? Stop that bullshit. I've taken martial arts. I'm not a fucking black. I'm still a white belt, and I still whipped a couple of asses out there. Does it mean I could whip every black belt's ass out there? No. There's only some black belts out there you can beat, and those are the more arrogant ones. The more humble ones, they're going to hand you your ass, and they're not even going to say anything about it. Summer's Eve, exactly. Spring fresh. These are these guys that we deal with. These politicians know how tough they are. Pelosi was one of the tough. Shut up. Pelosi was an old hag. Used black magic to stay in office as long as she did, because she should have been dead fucking 30 years ago. But for some reason, her skeleton's still dancing around in fucking Congress. You know, so fuck her. You know, like, these people are labeling politicians as tough. That is the most bizarre shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Politicians being tough. Get the fuck out of here. You have to be tough to take it from Big Mike every night. Chris C., good point. Probably so. But that's prison sex that they're having. Right? Michelle Obama and Barack Obama having prison sex every night. You know? She's like, hold my pocket, bitch. You know? I'm going to toss your salad. She probably tells them that every night before they go to bed. And Obama's like, yes, sir, boss. I don't know. I'm just, whatever. My point, guys, is that none of these people are tough. They're not. And even when you become an old man, there are some tough old men out there. I've met some of them. But these guys are not. Not when you're hiding behind. Yeah, these ads are insane. They're insane, man. On the chat, they're insane. Like I said, I just never seen so much stupidity over this. Like Kim Jong-un, the North Korean guy. He's another one. He's out there thinking he's tough. I'm like, you little fat, roly-poly, fucking wonton dumpling-looking, fat, shaved head, clump of fat. Like, he looks like a fucking retarded whale. He thinks he's a tough guy. He sits there, when he walks out there with his hands in his pocket, because his little fat arms are too short to actually hit his pants, so in his jacket pocket like this as he walks around, trying to look tough. I'm like, what is that? Does he have T-Rex arms? Why is he walking around like that? And he walks around and he tells people, you're dead. No, you're dead, man. You're dead. That's not being tough, dude. That's being a fucking coward. Yeah. It's insane, man. It's just insane that people think politicians are tough. Now, yes, there are probably some tough politicians out there who like serve their countries. And listen, for example, military guys. I know I'm going to set this live stream on fire with this, but not every military guy is a tough guy. It just is what it is. If you served in a combat role, tough. If you were special forces, tough. If you were behind the scenes cooking dinner, not tough. If you were an admin, not tough. You're writing paperwork. Oh, I chipped a nail. That's not tough. Right? Firefighters. If you're in the field fighting fires, tough. If you're behind the scenes doing paperwork, not tough. See how that works? Police officers. If you are in a busy district, if you're in a busy precinct that's making arrests and dealing with drug dealers, you have the ability to be tough. Not that they all are. You have the ability to be tough. A cop who is always in the precinct doing paperwork and typing like a bitch, ding, 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 that's not tough, right? That's being a bitch. We got to call it like we see it, guys. All the military guys like that, I served my country. I'm like, dude, you fucking behind the scenes the entire time. Like you didn't do anything. Meanwhile, you got guys downrange getting it fucking done and never saying a word. Never. Right? I know a lot of special forces guys that just like special forces and that's it. They don't let everybody else know. They're not sitting there putting that sign in along, I'm a veteran, can you please thank me? Are you fucking for real? That's the gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm a fucking veteran. Thank me, please. Thank me, please. There were some firefighters, I didn't see this with my own two eyes, but I heard firefighters that were looking for pats on the back for 9/11 when it happened. You didn't do that. You just kept your mouth shut. And I wasn't a fireman. People were like, oh my God, you were there for 9/11. I was like, I was an EMT, you know. But were you there? Yes, I was, but I was an EMT. Still, you risked your... Not the point, lady. Firefighters who went in that building and didn't come out, or who came out but were severely screwed up, you know, because of injuries and shit. That's tough shit. Not me being on the outside trying to scurry away from some dust. Sorry. That doesn't constitute tough. But we get it. We get it mixed up. You got people calling influencers online tough. Guys who are training online, showing you how to do a kettlebell swing and a fucking, you know, and a pirouette. They're like, oh my God, he's the toughest fitness guy out there. No, he's not. If you never tested your fucking abilities on what you can handle and can't handle, that doesn't make you tough. That just means you could swing a kettlebell and lift some fucking weights. If you never did a Go Ruck or the Navy SEAL thing out in Colorado, which I'm looking to do, if you never did any of that shit, you're not tough. You're just a run-of-the-mill dude. That's it, man. Bugle Boys. Remember that? Bugle Boys. Holy shit. Groundhog. Wow. You went back far. You got Bugle Boys. That was the shit back then. Those were tough jeans, tough pants. You had to fucking walk in lava to destroy those things. Yeah, tough. I mean, and again, it's a persona. Like, you could walk around looking tough. Like, who was it? It was this bodybuilder. I never heard of this bodybuilder before. I didn't even know this guy existed. But apparently, he was going around talking shit to a lot of people. And because he was like, you know, he was jacked and shit, people were like, oh, he's got to be a tough guy. No, he's not. Just because a dude is jacked doesn't mean he's tough. Not even a little bit. There were fucking dudes. I don't care if I'm going to lose that fight or win. I'm getting into the fight. Right? And so whether I win or lose, it's irrelevant. We're getting into it. The tough shit is walking around when you think that people are not going to fight you because you have muscles. That doesn't make you tough. That makes you a bit of a bitch. Because there are dudes out there who do not give a shit how much muscle you have. How many muscles or how much you bench, they don't care. I'm one of those guys. I do not give a shit. We're going to mix it up. Whether I win or lose, don't care. You're going to feel a couple of those hits. The Rock is smoked. The Rock looks like a crackhead now. He looks like a crackhead now. He's all fucking skinny and shit. He's like, oh man, I'm getting ready for my next role. I'm like, no, you're not. You fucking sucked a dick and got AIDS or smoking too much crack. You choose. That wasn't for no role, man. You're sick. But, yeah, Curtis, I don't listen. Grateful Prep NJ. I don't know why people. Ed Lee, my martial art background was a little bit of Taekwondo, karate, and Aikido, and I only did Aikido because I saw Steven Seagal do it. So it's the only reason why I did it. And I liked it. I liked that style. You know, and then I took boxing for a couple of months, not long. I want to get back into it, but yeah. That was my background. I wasn't a black belt or anything. And the other thing is, the reason why I never went for my belt upgrade, because I thought it was bullshit that you have to pay to upgrade in your belt. I thought that was the worst. But again, once I realized that I had to pay to go up a level, I was like, yeah, fuck these classes. It's stupid. Pay for fun. And then they started creating other colors for those belts to get more money out of you. You know, we're gonna come with you want a fuchsia belt, you know, and then we're going to come up with an off-colored cream belt. We had a white belt, then we got an off-colored cream, you know. Then we have a lilac belt, not to be confused with the purple belt, right? So they came out with all of these sky blue, you know, magenta. They came out with all these fucking colors so that they can get more money out of you with the martial art game. And there's some martial art classes that don't do that, you know. But yeah, there were a lot of classes out there that were fucking milking this shit out of you to get the belt. Yes, it was all about a money grab. Yeah, exactly, man. I never saw such shit. I want to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I just feel like I'm too old for it. Boxing, because boxing is more my age, my speed. You know, imagine me trying to get on the ground at 48. I'm gonna stay there. As soon as I go down to the ground and either they get me in a chokehold, I get them in a chokehold, I'm not getting up again. I'm just gonna lay on the ground. Just be like, fuck, man, my hips are broken. I think I broke my hips, you know? And that's what it's going to be. Yeah, but, and again, guys, for all the martial arts in the world, you got to sleep, eat, and breathe that shit. That's the one thing people don't understand. You can take all the classes in the world. If you do not sleep, eat, and breathe that style that you're learning, you're never going to pick it up. The one thing I'm good at is blocking hits and fucking striking. Kicking, forget about it. I'm not getting my fucking legs above my own knees, let alone kicking somebody else. I watch these kids do these backspin kicks. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm out of that shit. A backspin kick. Fuck, I look like. You know? I'm not Gregory Hines and White Knights. I'm not fucking, out of here with that bullshit. Yeah, it's exactly where I stay, on the floor. Just like somebody's going to have to get me up because I broke my hip. And now I'm sitting here thinking about, It's funny, right? I was talking about thought process the other day. We were talking about it at work, and it's just like how our thought process is all screwed up because of the internet. It's just bizarre how our thought process fucking strays. Paul, Florida, possible Carrington event to happen. Is that what they're telling us? Carrington event? Because that would be awesome right now. We could use that. Oh, all right, Space Mountain. Sorry. You're right about that. So anyway, guys, let's get back to this man. New York City is going to learn a huge lesson right now. This mayor that we're getting is definitely going to let a lot of people down. So many people voted for him. And the interesting thing is, guys, they voted for him because it was the easier of the two, I guess, and all of the free shit he offered. Again, he offered so much free shit. I don't know how he's going to... I don't know who's going to pay for all of that shit. I have no clue. I can't see him making that happen. So, yeah, he has undoubtedly made promises he can't keep. And again, when he started begging for money just, I don't know, a couple days ago, that's insanity. Yeah, I don't know. Mamdani is not going to he's going to disappoint a lot of people. I would be surprised actually if he got voted in the second term. I mean, look at Eric Adams. Eric Adams swore he was going to win the second term, and I thought he was going to win the second term. But once all of that shit came out about him, I was like, yikes, he ain't winning. And then Mamdani stepped in and was like, listen, guys, we're going to get free buses. We're gonna get free medical care. You're gonna get free child care for your kids. He had all of this free shit. I'm like, what the fuck? How the hell where did he come from with all of this bullshit? Now the problem is you had Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa running for mayor as well. And both of those idiots are idiots. A lot of people like Grateful Prep was like, oh, I wanted him to win. You were living in a dream world. There was no way on God's green earth he was ever winning. Never, ever winning. People kept like, I'm going to vote for Sliwa. You're an idiot. You're an idiot for voting for a man who doesn't have a chance to win. Now, even if all of Sliwa's voters voted for Cuomo would have been 1,000 votes off. We were doing the math in the firehouse, and then a couple of voting analysts, said the same thing. He would have been about 1,100 votes off, which would have probably called for a recount, but he would have won. Mamdani was exposed in many ways during his election. He had the George Soros or Alex Soros connection come in. No one questioned it. He had an illegal donation made to him. Nobody questioned it. He made comments about getting rid of 1,200 cops if he ever became mayor back in 2022. No one questioned it. He made all of these comments. He had all of these connections. He had deceit. He had, lies. that proved him wrong. Or he was caught in lies, excuse me. The one about his aunt, she was getting evil stares after 9/11. Meanwhile, she was still in like Zimbabwe, whatever fucking country she's from. She was still there. They exposed a lot of Mamdani before the election, and he still won because he stated free shit. And again, it wasn't so much the free shit. White liberals thought that they were going to help poor New Yorkers by getting those free things. That's what it came down to. That's all it came down to. You guys, James and Hats, you're seeing ads on my video or in my chat? Can you please clarify? Kathy, I don't think she was in Uganda. She was somewhere else. It wasn't Uganda, but it was another country. But nonetheless, this idiot goes, after 9/11, my aunt was receiving dirty looks, and she was scared to wear her chiffon or whatever the fuck that bullshit is they wear in their heads. He said, and she was receiving dirty. Bitch, 3,000 people died. Because whether you believe it or not, Israel or the United States let it happen, or actual Muzzies did it. Irrelevant. The fact that he was trying to make his aunt the victim was bizarre. And no one saw through that. No one was like, whoa, wait a second. This idiot is trying to make his aunt look like the victim? Are you kidding me? The chat. In the chat. Video covers the chat. Chat on ad is in the chat only. Ad pop up. And no shit. The chat I see, because I'm getting into my chat too. It's bizarre. I gotta see if I could turn that off. But they're called banner ads in the chat. Yes, Kathy, okay, I gotta see if I can turn those off. Regardless, they're annoying. They're annoying me. If I could turn that off, that'd be great. Sarita saying that YouTube is forcing people into getting the premium package, I guess, so that you can get rid of these ads. So anyway, this guy now has an all-woman transition team. I'm like, wait, what? What is this? Like, why can't we just pick the right people for the job? What is this? This is my vagina crew. They're all women. Hope you got, and they're women of color. And then, yay. Like, how does that fucking make a difference? But yet, women on TikTok, Twitter, were like, I'm so proud of his transition team. They're all women of color. No, it doesn't matter, man. It's a transition team. Like, holy shit, dude. Pick the best people for the job. Not because they got a vagina between their legs. And they're not even cute at that. Ugh. Jesus, am I fucking stroking out? And I'm like, holy shit. Anyway. Wanda goes, AP, thanks. I will have to upgrade. Yeah, guys, upgrade. Fuck them. I don't care. Premium people are getting the ads too? Okay. Well, we can't win, guys. That's what it looks like. Looks like they're going to add the shit out of us. But, yeah, it's insanity, man. It's insanity. And here's the problem, guys. This is bad for America because so many people, so many cities, liberal cities, are hating on Trump. And now, like this government shutdown, those liberal cities are blaming Trump. So now, every time we get a new mayor or governor election, I can guarantee you we're going to see more Muslims running in for these positions. And the problem is George Soros saw this win, and now he's going to start backing, I promise you, more Muslim candidates in a lot of these cities and states. I promise you that. Because they took the impossible city of New York. Everyone thought it was going to be impossible for Mamdani to win New York City, and he won. And now that happened, the switch is on. You're going to start seeing more major cities lose, or rather win, Muslim mayors. Guaranteed. Freedom, right, he didn't have a budget. I mean, now he does, apparently. More ads, less YouTube for me. It's a Fidelity. I keep getting some kind of bookmark ad or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, Mamdani's everything. Mamdani's Jewish. He's Muslim. He's half Indian. Who knows? He's going to fly in his little carpet. I don't know. He's going to rub a genie's belly, right? Is he Aladdin? He's making all these fucking promises like he's Aladdin. He's like, oh, we're going to make sure that we get... Shut up, dude. You fucking nerd. You know? Falcon is actually Alex Soros, George Soros' son, who was bankrolling his election. The fact that he's asking for money now is insane. It is not insane. It's just that this is strike one for a lot of people right now. But he's gonna get those donations. People are gonna donate to him. Liberals are like anything to fight against Trump because his acceptance speech, everything was about Trump. He's like, we're going to do this and make sure that Trump, and if ICE comes into the city, listen, I'm not liking what ICE is doing. I get it when they were going after true illegal immigrants, but now they're going after like people who are suspected of being illegal. That's bizarre. Granted, a lot of these people are fighting back. I tell you this much, if they pulled me out of the car because they thought I was Mobutu, we're getting into a fist fight. It's on. I don't like a lot of the shit that the ICE is doing, but when they come to New York, Mamdani's talking about arresting them. You know how that's gonna... I can't wait for that to happen. I almost hope that it happens, because it's going to look like a shit show if he does. He starts arresting ICE agents, they're gonna move in the military, National Guards. I promise you that. That's definitely what it's gonna look like. And then I'm gonna sit there and film it all. I can't wait. I hope it happens. I'm like, I'm fucking my fingers, everything's called burning candles. I'm like, yes, let it happen, please. Because it's going to, and then they could arrest Mamdani as well for interference, some federal interference, something or another. They could definitely arrest him for that. Listen, it's all chaotic, man. It's all chaos. It's part of the plan to create this chaos, to create this system, sorry. We shall see where this goes. But this is definitely going to be very interesting. I can't wait. I'm excited. This is going to turn bad, and people are going to start crying. Oh. Cries on, man. The bullshit will be on. People will start crying, and it's going to get a hell of a lot more interesting. But outside of that, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. I'm tired. And then I got a couple videos to do. Sinbad was a genie. Yeah, before I go off the air, The Machinist, apparently he wasn't. And I remember a thing, what the fuck was it called? It was a genie show. A movie. It was a genie movie. And they're saying that he was never in it. But it was the butterfly effect, right? It's the Mandela effect. Sorry, not the butterfly effect. The Mandela effect. Yeah, Michigan. It should start civil war. It's what I'm leaning towards. It definitely will get bad. That's for sure. But yeah, the Mandela effect. That's what it was. Shazam. Yes, Kurt. Everybody does. Everybody says Shazam, and then they were like, no, it wasn't Shazam. He was never in it. Mandela effect. A lot more people are starting to believe in that now because I think there's more evidence of us. What do they call it? Time drifting, right? Or parallel drift. We're drifting into different parallel universes, unbeknownst to us. But then when we look back on something, and go, wasn't that the case? And then it wasn't, because we're shifting between timelines. Anyway, yeah, I'm done. So's my voice. I'll see you guys Thursday for the up and down, for the doubleheader, excuse me. I'll see you guys for the doubleheader Thursday. Outside of that, guys, enjoy the next couple of days. I will see you guys Thursday for the doubleheader and tomorrow morning for the midweek report. I forgot about that. I will do a midweek report tomorrow morning around 10. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. And, enjoy your night, or what's left of your night.